Our agency is the latest organization to provide emergency medical services in Wayland, New York. The history of EMS here goes back almost 100 years. In the early days, EMS was started by the funeral homes. In 1967, it was transitioned to the fire department, and in 2015, EMS was separated from the fire department to an independent non-profit organization. Pictured here are advertisements published in local papers going back to at least the 1930s. Stanton, Baird, and Allen funeral homes provided ambulance services. This developed simply because they already had access to vehicles that could be used to transport patients laying down. This picture is an ambulance operated by the Allen Funeral Home in 1945. You can see the stretcher and the siren on the front fender. In 1966, the National Highway Traffic Safety Act was adopted by the federal government, standardizing EMS training. Across the country, just as here in Wayland, the ambulance services began transitioning away from the funeral homes. In 1967, Stanton and Baird funeral homes ended ambulance service, and it was transitioned to the Wayland Fire Department. In 1969, the Allen Funeral Home ended service and transitioned EMS coverage of Springwater to SAVES. The EMS Systems Act was passed in 1973, marking the beginning of statewide and regional EMS systems. By 1974, the Wayland Fire Department had 4 certified EMTs: Zeke Evans, Don Frederici, Mark Stiegler, and Gene Teed. Other members were still responding to calls under first aid certifications. This article is from 1974, when the Wayland Fire Department started to recruit women to ride on the ambulance service in Wayland. In the years that followed, EMS services were continually improved. There was a transition from the caddy-style units to purpose-made box ambulances with increased safety and functionality. More specialized equipment and training were added. The EMT class expanded from the early days of around 40 hours to the current 154 hours. Emergency vehicle operator training became standard, further increasing EMS operation safety. Automated defibrillators were added to all BLS ambulances in the late 1990s, and today, our BLS ambulances are equipped with power stretchers to make patient movement safer, as well as frontline medications like epinephrine, albuterol, aspirin, and Narcan. The transition from the Wayland Fire Department to the Springwater Wayland EMS took time. Research began in 2012 and culminated in our new agency starting service in April 2015. Initially leasing the ambulance in the space from the Wayland Fire Department, SWEMS purchased both ambulances outright by 2017, and in 2018 upgraded the 1997 A4 to a 2013 four-wheel drive ambulance with a power stretcher. We started exploring relocation options in 2019, and in 2020, SWEMS purchased the Bennett building. We moved operations into this building in April 2020, just in time for the COVID emergency. This greatly slowed down all renovations. SWEMS has received grants from several organizations supporting our renovations and training programs. Our largest grant so far was from the Gary Sinise Foundation for a new power stretcher for A14 and new tires for both ambulances that came from both the Gary Sinise Foundation and Cooper Tires. In our first full year of service, 2016, SWEMS was dispatched to 361 calls. Our call volume has increased to over 500 per year, with 2021 hitting high at 542 calls. We work with our neighboring agencies, both EMS and fire, to ensure our communities are safe. Springwater Wayland EMS doesn't only provide emergency medical response to the town and village of Wayland. We also have a junior program starting at 14 years of age. We offer public CPR and Stop the Bleed classes. We assist organizations with EMS coverage at events within the town and provide all of our volunteers free training, including sponsoring them for EMT certification. Are you interested in being part of the future of EMS? Our volunteers come together from diverse backgrounds to service our community. We not only respond to calls and train together, we are an extended family and support each other. Contact any of our members today to learn more about how you can make a difference in our community.